This is Commander Rusty Dog, and welcome to another Elite Dangerous Horizons video. In this one, I'm going to be trying something that I haven't tried so far, so I don't know if it's going to work. And aren't these the best scenarios? I guess it will work, I just don't know how well it's going to work. What I'm going to do is take an SRV onto the planet's surface and then switch the controls from my usual, which is a combination of keyboard and joystick, and switch it to a Xbox Gamepad, which I have here, which is connected via USB, which I happen to have one lying around. And I think the advantages of that are that the triggers are analog, so should provide for some maybe better speed control. I do tend to drive with flight assist off, although it's not. It should be called drive assist. I suppose they should switch it to drive assist. It's not flight assist unless I'm boosting up in the air all the time, but I'm not. And the two joysticks, if that's what they're called, they've got tons of little things. I mean, you can swivel them around and you can push in, so you've got two more extra buttons there. You've got 4 buttons on the top, then you've got the hat, then you've got the middle button, the 2 buttons on either side of that, the 2 on top of the trigger, so we're loaded. We can pretty much do anything. So it will be a case of flying the ship with the joystick and the keyboard, which is what I do, and then as soon as you switch to the SRV, you forget that and you control everything to do with the SRV from the gamepad. That's the plan. And then of course when you make the transition back to the ship, put the gamepad down and you're away. So it's kind of like what you would be in a real ship, I suppose. You know, you're moving from one set of controls to a different set of controls. Now I do have, because I am a sim racer, I do race in driving simulations a lot. I've done that for many years now. I do have a good set of wheels and pedals here, but that's no good to me because I don't want to have to rig up the wheel and the pedals on my desk just for the occasional time when I'm going to be in the SRV, because it's going to be completely in the way at any other time, so it's not really an option at all. Controlling the throttle of the SRV via the keyboard, of course, is analog, so you've either got 100% throttle or you've got nothing. Now there is a bit of delay there, and but it doesn't just, when you press the throttle in the SRV, the dial doesn't just hit 100%. It takes a while to go up. So you've got that kind of simulation of analogness, if you like. But I don't know if it's going to be the same. I don't even know if I'm going to like controlling the SRV with the gamepad. It might not work for me. I'm not used to using a gamepad. I don't have a console. I've only bought a console on 2 occasions, and that was to play Grand Theft Auto 4 and Grand Theft Auto 5 because I just couldn't wait for it to come out on the PC. And on both occasions when they did surface on the PC, I sold the console. Mad? Yes, but who cares? Right, so first thing I need to do is switch ships, because I do not have a SRV in the or a planetary hangar in this Vulture, because it is kitted out for combat only. And before I do that, I want to enter the hangar. I should have gone just straight to outfitting, but I don't think it matters. I still have a purple paint job on this Vulture. So before I dock it, I want to switch that to black, because a Black Friday Vulture works for me. I've already done the same to my Anaconda. It's a nice novelty, the black right now. It looks really good. I've seen Commander Lucosa's latest video, and the Fer-de-Lance in black looks awesome. I mean, it just looks brilliant. It's got the silver nose with the black coming off it. It's brilliant. It's the best looking black paint scheme I've seen on a ship so far. And I've seen the black Eagle, I've seen the black Anaconda, I'm about to see the black Vulture, and I've seen a black Cutter, again courtesy of Commander Lucosa. But the Fer-de-Lance looked awesome, really did. It was almost enough to tempt me to get a Fer-de-Lance, you know, but I don't know. That's crazy, right? But I mean, I've had a Fer-de-Lance before. Maybe I'll get one in a little while in the future. But as of right now, I'm just going to stick with what I have. My ships at the moment, I have a Cobra. Let me just have a see here. So my stored ships, really? Oh yes, this is the Black Eagle I got. I thought I had this in the beta, but yes, I did. I bought this Eagle to recreate a mission. Nope, I'm going to say that again. I bought this Eagle to recreate a scenario that happened a year ago that I recorded on video, where I was a novice at the time and I took on a deadly asp and I killed it, but I barely made it back myself. I had a breach canopy, I had 2% hull, so I was kind of pissed off there because I failed to join the 1% hull club. Okay, so, but I got back with a few minutes of oxygen to spare, and I wanted to see if a year later, with more combat experience under the belt, I could find a deadly asp and take him on again and see what would happen, knowing that my experience has grown in combat, you know, more effective use of the pips and stuff, and maybe a little bit more savvy, you know, try to kit out the Eagle in exactly the same way, and knowing also that the AI of the NPC ships was more difficult than it was back in Elite, when Elite just went live, the very first version. So I found an asp in a compromised nav beacon, a deadly asp. He did take my shields down, which, let's be fair, wasn't too difficult. I didn't have any shield boosters. I didn't have anything like that because they weren't available a year ago. So I wanted to recreate the thing. So basically I destroyed him and I had 55% hull remaining and my shields were back up. But my only problem with that was that while I was firing on this asp, there were 3 other ships that were also starting to fire on it, and they kind of got him down from 34% hull down to 0 in pretty much no time. So I got some help, which I didn't ask for, but there you go. So I'm done with that. Anyway, so that's why I've got the Eagle there. Sorry for rambling on with that one. Got the Cobra Mark III, which I initially got for mining, and then that became a ship for doing pretty much just bulletin board missions, and just basic bulletin board missions, nothing special. The asp replaced my beloved Diamondback Explorer, which I'd been out exploring with up into the Lagoon Nebula and around that area, and I loved that ship for exploration. And one of the main reasons is it's cheap, it's got a great jump range, you know, it doesn't need six hard points like the Asp has got. I don't think you need that. The Asp's got cargo, but you don't need that when you're exploring either. But what I liked about the Diamondback Explorer was the view from the cockpit. It had got so much glass around it. You've got a beautiful view when you're out there looking at nebulas. I know you can go into the debug or classified camera as they're calling it now, but I don't know, I liked it. So I might get another one next time I'm going exploring, which possibly will be on January the 1st. I'm half tempted on New Year's Day to start something which I have to do at some point, and which is make the run to Sagittarius A. I have to do it, I want to do it, and if I do it on January the 1st, then when I get back, if I make it back, then I'll know exactly how long it took me, won't I? So yeah, so I got the ASP, which is basically my explorer and also my ship for long-range trading and smuggling missions, which I have not done since Horizons has gone live. I know they've changed a few things, made it quite a bit more difficult. I haven't been back to do any yet, so I don't know what's going on there or if I'm going to still like it anymore. But I guess that was the whole idea of tweaking it to stop people liking it so much. And I've got my Anaconda, which we're going to switch into now, and of course the Vulture. So let's just pop into outfitting, and you can see my loadout here. It's built for combat only. The only thing I don't have on board here is a wake scanner, which I don't really make much use of anyway. I could probably put one in place of this fuel capacity, but this fuel tank, but I do like the extra capacity there that this brings. Yeah. So livery. Okay, so I'm just going to change the paint job. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That works for me. So now we have a black Vulture. Okay, so time to switch to the Anaconda. Now before I do switch to the Anaconda, I'm going to apologize in advance to any females that may be watching this. This is not... Okay, you'll know what I mean when it happens, but any females that may be offended, I want to apologize right now, and it's just me being an idiot. Okay? Right, so let's board the Anaconda. God, imagine doing that by mistake, eh? Right. Here we go. I've just realized that I'm recording this video on the wrong resolution. So I've been debating whether to record 720p at 60 frames per second or 1080p at 30 frames per second. After testing both, I finally settled on 1080p at 30 frames per second, and I forgot to change it in Shadowplay before I started this video, so this video is now recording at 720 60, which means any of you guys on decent sized monitors watching this full screen, it's gonna look shite. So another apology, but anyway, I'm going to make this video quite short. So let's just find a planet. Yeah. Okay, so maybe I have to address this elephant in the room. Yes, it does say tits out on my dashboard, and let's put it this way, it's better than what I did have on there. Alright? If they're going to give me letters to put on my dash, then I'm going to get silly. It's as simple as that. And if I see one person with a dashboard that says Jesus saves, I will hunt you down. Okay, so let's... where are we? Let's find... I don't know, just pick somewhere at random. I just don't want to be in Shinrata Desert to do this. Hodak. Have a look in Hodak and see if there's any decent things. Oh, we got one planet in Hodak, and it's rocky. It's called White Rock. It's rocky body, which we saw a lot of in Rocky 1 or Rocky 2. Never mind. Okay, so there's a base on here, Chilton Vista, which I am not going to. But let me just zoom out, zoom out, zoom out. But this is where I'm going to go. So let's launch. Again, I'm apologizing for the letters. But yeah. It's actually meant to say it stout. I just got the letters wrong around. So that's my excuse. Okay.
Engines engaged. Landing gear retracted.
And the one thing I had to remember when I came from the Horizons, where the fuck are you going? Jesus. One thing I had to saves. One thing I had to remember when, what was it? Jesus saves, but not on my salary. One thing I had to remember when I came out of Horizons Beta into the final was that in Horizons Beta I got an Anaconda, A-spec'd it, and I also added the auto dock module. And of course, when Horizons went live, oh, you are kidding me. Okay, yeah, when it went live, of course, I was then in my own Anaconda, which didn't have the auto dock. And what I'm pleased about is that I remembered that, rather than boosting right over to the station and waiting for the auto dock to take over, because that could have ended in tears.
Frameshift drive charging.
We were okay. So it's taken a while, but we're finally jumping now to a system we can land on. We can land on a planet there, and
3, 2, 1, engage.
and yeah, test out the game controller. Okay, now before I go, I just need to stop the video and restart it because there's something I need to check. So, 1 second. Okay, we're all good, and any future videos I may do, I guarantee will be in 1080. This will be the only 720p video that I produce, that I know of. I can't promise that. There might be some reason why I need to do a 720. What am I doing? What am I doing? What am I doing? Why is that planet so fucking close? Great. Now I'm going to be... Am I going to be facing the dark side? Oh, come on. I tell you what, if you make that mistake in a Type 9, if you've ever been in a Type 9, which, yeah, the Type 9 gets a lot of stick, you know, and probably quite rightly so, but for a cargo ship, it's pretty good. It's got, apart from the cutter, which supersedes it, it's got an amazing amount of storage space. Sorry, I'm trying to talk and think at the same time, which I seem to be failing miserably with. But yeah, maneuverability, jump range, pff, forget it. So this looks an interesting area. Looks like it's got some flaky skin or something. Yeah. So we're going to pop in there. Yes, it looks like it needs a bit of Savlon or something.
Orbital flight engaged.
Ooh, in the red zone. There we go. I found myself not spending too much time in the dark side of the planet. unless I have to do a mission there. So I don't know whether that's a trend I'm going to keep up, or I just like the light side because look at the shadows here. It just produces better graphics, which is what I want to see, really. Looks like a Taliban cave on the right there. Apologies to any Taliban members who may be watching. No offence. I don't want to be killed. Okay, so wow, this is. I'm undecided whether looking into that distance there, whether I'm seeing pattern repetition. I mean, it is fractal based, so it won't really be, will it? But it's different. I haven't seen this is another planet I've come to where I've not seen a surface like. Listen to the ship as you turn, creaking and rattling under the pressure. And this planet, I've just bloody noticed, is 1.1. Is it 1.10, 1.19? I can't make it out there. So it's slightly heavier than Earth's gravity. And look how close it is to that sun.
Landing gear deployed.
Oh, look at. You want me to land on this tilty bit? I don't think so. I'm going to have to watch my descent rate because the gravity is high. Now, looking for a landing spot for an anaconda is it's a bitch sometimes. It's such a big ship. Sometimes I wish I could just hover 10-20 meters off the ground, open the cargo bay doors and just drop the SRV out from a little bit of a height, and then just dismiss the ship without ever landing it, you know? There is a couple of blue areas. There we go. Okay, so if I just back it up, beep, beep. There we go. Okay, don't move. Because I know sometimes as you descend, it changes its mind. Okay, we're down. We are down. Look at how close that sun is. Yeah. Okay, I'm not getting... Am I? Yes, there we go. Okay, so that should be a good view. Let's get the old car out. I wonder when it's due for its MOT. Okay, so up we go. I'm currently using keys and a joystick. Joystick for the yaw and keyboard for handbrake, accelerate, and brake or reverse, I suppose. And also keyboard, of course, for other things like switching up to turret, which is not available at the moment because I am too close to my ship. So I can keyboard up there. So these are all things. This is now joystick mode. So as there are two joysticks on the gamepad, I'll probably use the one on the right hand side for the turret and the one on the left. I can probably use the one on the left for although I don't know, because you see the turrets are out, you can still steer the ship. Oh no, once you start, oh okay, didn't know that. That's because I'm close to the ship for no other reason. So into the turrets, bring the turret out. Oh, you want me to increase the distance from the ship? Fine. Distance increased. Happy? Okay. So, now we've got the turrets out, we can twiddle the joystick and we got that. But now, I can't steer the ship independently of the turrets. So what I'm wondering now is, if I use a game controller, can I use the right joystick to control the turrets while I'm using the left joystick to control the steering of the ship at the same time. The ship? I'm going to keep saying that, aren't I? The SRV. The SRV. Well, the answer is, not the question, the answer is I don't know. Let's find out. So into options we go. Now before I do anything here, because it doesn't allow me to, let me just go back one, I don't think, because it doesn't allow me to save or load any different I might be lying here. Can I no, you see, it would be nice if I could just name this. Maybe, yeah. Maybe it'd be nice to just type a name in here and then click save. And it saves that set of keys. Why don't they do that? Every game does that. You know? Who uses, I mean, these are okay to set up initially, but then the only way, I guess, is to go into Windows and take the custom bindings and rename it to something else and then copy it, or copy it first and then rename it, and then you've got two. For what I'm going to do instead, I had two choices: either bring my iPhone here and take a picture, or do what I'm going to do now, which is just take screenshots. So, driving. So let me just take a screenshot of that. And that comes down to roll axis, which I'm going to just put on the top there. So take a screenshot of that. Toggle SRV turret was on the bottom, so another screenshot there. Drive throttle was on the bottom, so another screenshot there. Cargo scoop was on the bottom, and another screenshot there. Okay. What I hope I can do is use the gamepad and still keep all of the previous controls. Well, most of them anyway. Because I can use these secondary ones here. Now, we do have dead zone set up, which is going to be nice for the throttle and stuff. So that it doesn't lurch forward, you know, on a hair trigger. You can set up a little bit of a dead zone, maybe 5% or something, just to give you a little bit of, in case you're one of these people who likes to keep your finger on a trigger. But it's not so much of an issue with the gamepad. So now I'm going to have to figure all this out and what's what. So drive assist, I normally keep that off. So steering axis. Okay, so I'm going to use the joystick left and right for that. So that's going to be that. I tell you what I do, another thing I do like about these what's the word? These key representations here is that when you use a gamepad, it does show you the pictorial or the icon of the button that you want to use, which is cool. So steering left button, steering right button. Yeah, I don't need to use those, but you get to use the axis as well. Roll axis, but that's for in the air, surely. Because that's going to be the same as the steering, isn't it? But it wasn't. It was different here. What? Look, pitch axis when airborne. Rolling. It's going to be the same. Yeah. That means was it going to steer and roll at the same time? I don't know. But they were different on the joystick. Roll axis. What am I missing here? Axis for rolling the SRV. Okay, well I'm just going to leave it as it is. maybe these inversions are wrong now, we'll have to see. So pitch when airborne, okay, so it might as well just be that. Again, the same button, but up and down instead. Shouldn't these be getting registered as different axes? Because the steering axis is me pushing the joystick on the gamepad, the left-hand joystick, to the left. This is also me pushing it to the left, but this is me pushing it upwards. Vertical thrusters. I'm going to use... Oh, that was an email. Should have turned that off. I'm going to use the A key there. Fire the weapon would be... Now then, that's got to happen while I am steering and everything, so I'm going to make it the red button. Oh, great. Oh, brilliant. Yeah, the red button. The red button also takes you back a menu. So that's just fantastic. Which means dun, 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 that all my settings that I've done up to now are out the window. So I can't have the red button assigned to anything, basically then. I noticed these inversions changed just then. Vertical thrusters. The blue button. Fire. The green button. Operate the data link scanner. The yellow button. Wait a minute. 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 Handbrake. Ooh, you see, I want one of these colored buttons. Okay, I'm going to change the fire button. Quite a crucial button, that one, I think, to the right button. And the handbrake can now be the green. Lights, oh, I'll just put that on that little button, whatever that is. Not even registered, look at that. So, lights, I'll have to use the hat thing. Toggle the SRV turret, I'll use hat down. Select target ahead. How am I going to remember all this? Okay, I'm going to use two for this. I want to use this one and also the push down on the right hand joystick. Okay, so turret yaw axis will be that, and turret pitch axis will be that. I can't see this working. Turret pitch up and down, don't need that. Drive speed axis. Full range, da 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 da, yep. Decelerate button. Yeah. Why haven't I set my throttle and accelerate and brake yet? I know I have on the keyboard it's set to F and V. So here, accelerate. So that, my right trigger is very squeaky. Oh, stupid. It should be this. There we go. It seems to be fairly smart, this thing. It knows when to cancel buttons and it knows when not to. Kind of like that. This I'm going to keep to the keyboard. Everything else I'm going to keep to the keyboard. So, let's see what bigger mess we're in now. I'm pissed off that I can't press the red button on the gamepad without it going back to the menu. Okay, so we've got forward motion, and the steering's the wrong way around. We've got backwards motion, or reverse, and I need some 3-in-1 on this gamepad. Okay, so steering is the wrong way around, so let's just flick that over, which should be nice and easy. Okay, so driving steering axis, so we'll take the inversion off that, and escape, and escape, and now I've forgotten which bloody button I used for that. I don't know which button oh, there it is. Okay, so it's blue. Okay. And I can control the ship in the air? Yes, I can. Nice. And correctly as well. So up in the air, right, left, down. Oh yes. So it seems we're alright. Now lights, I think I put it... No. No, that's... Where's lights? Is it this? No, that's target. There we go, there's lights. Okay, so don't use those two little white buttons on the left and right of the X button. Okay. Now, how do I get to outside world? This one? No. I wish I could remember what keys. I know the handbrake is the green one. And I know that the blue is the air. So it's got to be down. Okay. Now then. Can I... Okay, that's the wrong way around. So the steering axis is the wrong way around. That's all okay. And can I steer? I can steer. Now I can steer I can steer the SRV and control the turret independently. That's brilliant. Oh, what the hell did I press resume for? So I need to invert the turret yaw. And I think that is pretty much it. It does mean that every time I play Elite, I'm going to have to remember to plug in the game controller as well. So let me just get some distance here. Try and remember. Get some air button. Okay, and handbrake. And now turret. Switch to turret. And now using the left joystick I've got that. And at the same time I can be just roving forward, scouting around, looking around. The problem is I've got my my right index finger on the right trigger to control the acceleration of the, this SRV. I've got my right thumb on this to control this on the joystick. So I maybe need to use my second finger on the throttle so that I've got my index finger free for this. How could I fire now? Let me just take another sip of tea. Oh my god, the throat gets dry. Okay, I can't use the red button. The red button would be ideal here for firing. But the bastard won't let me do it. I'm going to pop in now. Now that I've got all my options set and applied, I'm going to come down to fire SRV weapon. I'm going to see if it lets me do it. Oh, now you let me do it. So that means I've got the two buttons above the triggers free. Is there a SRV specific look left, look right? No. Oh, I know. I could use them to bring up the different panels, couldn't I? So this could be the left trigger. Now why did the one thing disappear there? The hell was that all about? Okay, and the systems panel on the right button, and again the number disappears. So get back inside. So if I press my normal buttons, yep, all working. And I do it now with the buttons. Yep, right button and left button, and right button and left. I can't do anything in here unless I'm using the keys, but that's okay. All my stats. So good, let's give it a try then. Now I am left-handed, so I don't know how I'm going to manage using the turret with my right foot. Oh, that worked perfect. Now I've got full speed here. I've got 4 picks to engines, full speed, and my steering, because it's analog and not, well, it wasn't digital before, I was using the joystick. I may have a little bit more range here. But I'm just going flat out to see if it's a bit more stable. You know what? I feel like I have more control. I know I'm on a rocky world and that's how I tested this. I don't know if is that my shadow? That's my ship. So, black ship, black shadow. Yeah. Get some air here. Ooh. Have some in reserve for the landing. Yeah. You know what? It kind of works. It really kind of works for me. I like this. Oh, I know what I don't have a button for. Do you know what? I'm going to make another modification. I'm going to cancel the last thing I did because I have something more important. I'm quite happy to look at the targeting panel and the systems panel using the keys. I'm quite happy to do that. So the roll panel is what I'm going to set to the right button, and that means I've got to put that back, and I just cancel that. Yeah. So I don't have a left button. Or would UI focus do it? What I'm trying to do is to get that, the look down. There you go. That's what I want. That's what I'm after. So I can get there, and yeah. I'm not sure why I want that more than the left and right panels, but these are just buttons going spare right now, so I could use the X button, I suppose. Yeah, okay. There we go. See? Just keep tweaking all the time until you get something that you're happy with. So let's come down again. Okay, where are we? It's right near the bottom, isn't it? So left button, right button, and this one, Xbox button. No, you son of a bitch. What is that? I'm pressing the Xbox button. Okay. What about the push down of the left joystick? I haven't done that one before. Oh, these things have come back, look. Okay. So now I've got that on the right trigger, on the trigger on the right button, this on the left button, and when I push down the left hand joystick I get that. I'll probably won't have a use for those, but they'll be handy. Oh, I've just thought of something else. What button do I have on the push down of the right joystick? Ah, now then. Come on. Okay, so on the left I have LS click. Now I did have something assigned to RS click, didn't I? There it is. Select target ahead, which is also on my thing here. So I'm going to remove that. And so that the right hat key is select target ahead. It's just a case of remembering them really. This is what I want on my right push down. Oh, tell me you're dreaming. Okay, so now when I push down the right joystick, oh, it's on the wrong mode, I hope. It looks to me like it's on hold instead of toggle, which is not good. There we go. Fine. So press down left button, you get left joystick, push the left joystick down, you get that, push the right joystick down, you get the cargo scoop. Right panel, left panel, middle panel, cargo scoop. I'm not touching the keyboard at all throughout any of this. Switch into that. Lights. So hang on then, it's normal beam, high beam, off, and then target ahead, which I can't do because there's nothing to target. I think this is working. And because it's a trigger, a squeaky one, the throttle, I can just keep my finger on at a certain pressure and control the speed. Or I can go without flight assist, drive assist, and just push the throttle and it will just stay there like a cruise control. And then I can just press the brakes and it stops it. Press it again, goes in reverse. I press the throttle, it stops it. I press the throttle again, it goes forward. So if I leave it like too quick, I'm just going to throttle down a little bit to about half speed, and then I can just cruise into this mode. And I hope I don't hit that big thing there. This works for me, guys, so I don't know if you have an Xbox controller, take assist off, if you have an Xbox controller lying around that you can stick in your PC and you want to try out the option of controlling the SRV with the gamepad, I suggest give it a go, because I wasn't sure whether this was going to really work out for me too well. My ship's abandoned me, has it? Yeah. I wasn't sure whether this was going to work out for me too well, but I'm actually quite impressed. It's kind of what I was hoping it would be if the news was good. You know what I mean? So, yep. I will press the wrong button from time to time. Okay, so the fire button is the red one, which is a good one for it to be on. I'm just going to finish up this video now, but before I do want to try and locate a thing. Oh, this, I'll tell you what, the squeaking of this right trigger is going to drive me insane. Let me just avert that by putting assist, drive assist off, and just let it drive. Cruise control. I'm just going to find one rock, blow it up, collect the minerals, all using the gamepad without touching the keyboard or the joystick. And then of course as soon as I transfer to ship, which will be the first time I need to use the keyboard, once I get underneath the ship, bring the menu up, all I'm going to need to do is use the keyboard to not maneuver. Sometimes my brain just goes there. Navigate around the menu to board the ship, and then I just put the gamepad aside and switch to back to joystick again. But yeah, this is actually working out. Okay, as soon as I see the right dot, I'm just going to hit the trigger. There it is. Now, target ahead. I got that. But I don't have... There we go. Okay, fire. And target ahead. Some iron there. Okay, let's go and get it. I would prefer to do this with flight assist off, but okay. This cargo scoop's already down. Yeah, now I've got to go back. I'm not used to driving. Flying, yeah, but driving with flight assist on, they really need to change it from flight assist. It should be drive assist. I'm sure they can take advantage of that. Okay, a little bit of confusion. Okay, assist off please. That way I've got ultimate control here over this vehicle. There we go, there it is. That's better. Okay, so I can close the cargo scoop. Don't need to, but there it is, it's closed. And now I can just press the... What button did I have? Was it this one? Yes. And on my keyboard now, I can tell it to recall the ship. Great. That is this video done. I hope it wasn't too boring, and I'll catch you next time.